This is Brandon Allen, partner with the Business Blueprint, and today I wanted to talk to you again about marketing. And something specifically that I wanted to talk with you about is something that we call the success model from a book called Made to Stick from Chip and Dan Heath. Now, the success model is basically a way to create messaging that sticks with people, that where they hear it and it really just makes an impression. And they gave 6 particular components, which they call the success model, in order to make a message sticky. And so the first one is making a message simple. And this sounds simple enough, right? I got to make it simple. And we've referred to it in the past as a catalyzing statement, or just something that people can really understand very simply. For instance, Microsoft back in the 80s had made a promise that they would have one PC for every desk. And so people really, it was very simple. That's what we're aiming for, that's what we're shooting for. Our message is one PC for every desk. Okay, that made the personal computing world explode with that simple message. The second thing is unexpected. Can you create a message that's a little bit unexpected? You've seen a headline or sometimes say, is Facebook, our Facebook ads a waste of money? Or just something where you're like, oh, maybe that catches your attention. In Made to Stick, they talk about the story of the urban myth or urban legend of waking up in a bathtub with your kidney removed. And that whole story, everyone's heard that. It's very unexpected. You hear this story told, someone's in Mexico on vacation, they wake up in a tub of ice and they realize that they've had an organ removed. Okay, it's kind of something unexpected, and it really had legs, and you've heard this urban legend kind of circling ad nauseum from there. So the third thing is concrete. How do you make something that's just concrete, that's something really sticks in my mind? And so one of the examples of messaging that's concrete is when JFK said, we're going to send a man to the moon. That's very concrete. People understand, they can see that. Concrete, I think, is when you can get a real mental image of what that looks like for your business, for marketing, or how you can implement that into your own life as a consumer. The third thing is credibility. How do you create credibility around what it is that you're messaging or what you're offering? A really easy way to build credibility is to get endorsements from people who are famous. You can also get testimonials from people who have used your product or service. Another great credibility tool is using statistics or having a case study that shows your message in action. That builds a lot of credibility with your marketplace. The fifth thing is emotional. This is probably one of the biggest things, is when people are making buying decisions, they're not being rational. We'd like to think that we're rational, but the reality is that we don't need a Ferrari, right? But there's emotional things to having a Ferrari that create, maybe it's a lifestyle thing, maybe it makes us feel young, maybe we're having a midlife crisis, right? It's emotional. So how do you create that emotional thing? Because there's always a byproduct to using your product or service. What is that? Is it more time with your family? Is it more success? Is it a better lifestyle? What are those things that are emotional drivers for people? And find that within your messaging. The last thing is stories. How do you make things concrete? Well, stories are a great way to do that. How do you tell a story about how someone's used your product or service or had a similar dilemma? It's a great tool to kind of paint a picture saying, look, we've been there, we've seen that. Here's a story to illustrate what the problem was and how we overcame that within our message. And so these are the 6 components to messaging. And I would take a look at the messaging and the articles and different things that you're creating and communicating with people and ask yourself, how sticky is it? Does it follow these 6 things? Does it fall within that success model? Or it's not that you have to create maybe every single component, but you should have most of these components represented within your message. So take a look at your messaging, take a look at the success model, and ask yourself, how can you message better for your business? This is Brandon Allen with the Business Blueprint. Have a great day.